Halara? I've been thinking. The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
Is this gonna be her forte? She can recreate the crime scenes?
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly
She can
ask
recreate
for?
the nightmares of the crimes from the past.
Now, let's be swift.
Huh?
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence.
Is that gonna be her forte? Crime scene
Where's the
recreation?
secret club? I smell a mystery. I'm all hyped up.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
She's just like, goodbye.
It's open. Let's go inside.
She has no care. She's just like, I'm going. Let's go. Moving on. Can I put some slots?
The peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched.
Why is one of the slot machines turned off?
The body
that's
was
immediately
probably
suspect.
found around here.
You don't say. Like, what's that? Is it just art decor? Is that what this is?
The victim's name is Suguma Iho, an old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired. This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
I told you, I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground.
Is that a door?
There are air vents, but they
What
have
kind
secure
of does it?
covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
No windows. The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside. It's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte!
My forte is postcognition, the power to see the past.
See what I say?
However, it can only be used at murder scenes. To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered. Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
No, no, it's not.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective.
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered.
That's very interesting.
The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my postcognition. What I see is what actually was there. When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence.
And we're going to be able to see it because of our forte. That
It's
hasn't been
similar
revealed.
to the mystery labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world. Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry. Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
No.
Of course not.
Okay, that became a key? Wait, what do you want?
Postcognition. I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
Well, do I have some good news for you?
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on
Yes.
the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives used their powers?
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex used his powers. Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears. Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
No, no.
What? Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied. Oh, did you blush? Did you really want to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a
Shut up!
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active. That's it.
Okay, I can do that. Halara. Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry,
Hey, Sonic.
but there's something I want to ask.
Yes, fast forward through it.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
Oh gosh.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally.
Okay, so that's a little better.
I don't trust anyone. Except the dead.
I had a feeling. Hello.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a
So
professional.
all we have to do is promise payment. It doesn't mean we actually have to pay you. Got it. Thanks.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
It's like, fine.
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
can see it. Everything looks different than a moment ago. Incredible. So this is postcognition.
Can you really see it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
She's like,
You
hey,
can see what I see.
I don't
I'll
have to
be
do
for the
anything now.
best.
You lead the way.
I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite the bizarre crime scene. But unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
That's...
But
I have to say, postcognition is amazing. You can see the exact crimes. Were you born with this power?
my forte is no ordinary superpower. It is a highly refined technique heightened through training.
So you weren't able to use it in the beginning?
I could, but initially, it was just ordinary psychometry. Since I was young, I would often get sudden glimpses of the past, as if I was experiencing a flashback. After a while, touching people or objects resulted in visions flowing through my mind.
Yeah, Sonic, this game's so fun.
I only learned it was a form of psychometry after growing older. In the WDO, simply having psychometry as a trainee grants you preferential treatment. But I was not satisfied. I believed I could use this ability more effectively as a detective. And through painstaking effort and training, I gained this ability in 3 days.
3 days?
That's fast.
As I told you earlier, this ability can only see when a corpse is first discovered. It can't be used from the culprit or victim's viewpoint. It is only when a third party first witnesses a crime scene. There are conditions for my postcognition to activate. First, I must be standing at the crime scene. This condition is absolutely required. I must also know the victim's name and face. That's why prior research is crucial. Lastly, postcognition is only effective in a 10-meter radius around the body. At this time, I can only see the crime scene and the victim. I can't see any living things that were at the scene.
So if someone was hiding in the room, you wouldn't be able to see them?
No. My ability isn't so good at detecting people.
Still, this is incredibly effective in investigating murder cases.
Feel free to summon me whenever you need my help. Of course, I don't work for cheap.
You're not gonna change your mind on that, I guess. I was wondering, if fortes are so effective in investigations, can't they be used to commit crimes as well? For example, let's say someone has telekinesis. Wouldn't they be able to easily create a locked room mystery?
Of course, it would be possible to abuse master detective powers. It's all a matter of how you use them.
Yep.
Some master detectives have turned to crime in the past. But as far as incidents in Kanai Ward, you won't have to worry about that possibility.
Why is that?
The entire city is closed off. There are no master detectives here, besides us.
Ah, so because there's no way for more master detectives to sneak in, they can't use their abilities to commit crimes.
You must assume that there is no such thing as a truly impossible crime, and interpret the case accordingly. This line of thinking will be necessary for the investigation we're undertaking.
That's very educational.
Oh gosh.
A body. I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on.
Oh.
Which means it could be easily removed, right?
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in postcognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult can probably pass through. I knew it.
Yeah.
So while all fits direction, I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culvert. Let's check someplace else.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
And he's got the same mark on his neck. So they're all dying by strangulation. And then they get nailed
We're
after.
starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him. Signs that he was strangled. The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
The most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
That's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. I'm such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
But why?
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent? Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
No, that's how they climbed up.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Another reason?
Why is this broken? Wait, what? What's in there?
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key. It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Yeah,
Slot machine spot looks like it's taken care of. Something here of interest.
Yeah.
What a rich fragrance!
that's...
Murder is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and a culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with. I think that's about it.
This could be the clincher!
Yeah.
That's...
I see.
Okay.
That should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my postcognition. It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion near Ginma District. I have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry.
Yeah, let's go, go, go.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
It's closed, as expected.
She's gonna break the gate open.
Are you sure?
Wait! It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months ago. The victim was Ali Hohen, the owner of this mansion. He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go. The Nailman killings had another common factor, besides the locked room. The first person to find the body was always the same person.
Yep.
That worshiper from church? Do you suspect him too?
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nailman. and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I
But
shouldn't
it's still
assume
too
things going
convenient.
into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Ha! Think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master? I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Why is there a question mark out there? What's that? Oh, that's probably someone by the road.
Well? Say, feels like a jump scare's coming up.
You're not scary.
So this is the study where the crime took place.
Oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery here, too. There's nothing left here either. It's all cleaned up.
I don't want to do it, but I suppose I can share my postcognition again here.
Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
Let's see. Where could the culprit have escaped? That's what I want to figure out first. Just looking around. Is there a secret hatch behind one of the paintings? So yeah, this is a windowless room. There might be a hatch somewhere.
The crime scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all happens in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber.
Ugh.
But the corpse will never wake up again.
Same marking on the neck.
Even if the corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising. The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. There are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to this bizarre mystery. The cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the neck and traces of a struggle. Oh, but on a closer look, there's a mark left by a thin string on the back of his neck.
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The thickness is completely different.
There are two different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old. The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. But along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions, he made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp.
So it sounds like his death had benefits for Amaterasu.
There are several reasons he'd be hated. A doll with his name on it was bound to be nailed in the church forest.
wonder how the person who cursed him feels now that he's actually dead.
Wait, there's a projector up there.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case? Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
The nails driven into the lower torso went through the body and into the floor. But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way through the body.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take a look at the blood.
Blood's dripped.
The nail wounds on the lower torso appear to be bleeding sideways. But the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically, down toward his waist.
This is giving me Great Ace Attorney flashbacks.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower body?
Maybe the upper and lower torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing.
Where'd that projector go? Okay, I've noticed if it's not vocalized, it's not. Gosh dang it, Sonic. Check here, there aren't any fish. Oh. There's a...
Oh!
The lamp moved. Why are these books glowing? Oh! Did it change anything up here?
That's right! That's right!
Very well.
Probably got nothing to do as a case.
Yeah.
I see.
There's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes. Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls, because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out.
Ooh.
Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I want to put one next to the top of a staircase so people can...
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right. Like it's made of resin instead of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity. It's like that darkness is staring into me. Huh? There's a mark on the edge of the eye holes near the nose.
Is that the same yellow
Looks
mark?
like a string. How did this mark get here?
Is this the same yellow mark from the nails? There's a vent there?
There is a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through. And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems a...
What's this now? Master, I discovered something. There are marks in the gap between the vents, like something scraped against it.
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 Xian.
You're charging me for it?
I jest.
I jest.
The
It left
marks in
by
the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it. Did someone hitch a string to it or something?
That's how they locked the door. They couldn't escape any other way, so they used like strings or something to lock the door.
It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
Oh, it was just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around. You should give me 10,000 Xian as a reward.
I'm kidding, a headache.
I'm over you.
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist. The scenario resembles the locked room mystery in the casino. We can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key. The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Under the corpse? But we can't move the corpse in the past, so we can't confirm if that's true.
Postcognition isn't all-powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right.
What?
Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one. I meant the other photo. This one's unrelated to the case.
Oh, this is it. You're right. The key's near the middle of his back. But can this photo be trusted? Could it be something the Peacekeepers fabricated?
I don't trust it because there's no blood on the key from what we're seeing here. Because you can see like there's the blood stain on the floor below, and then the key is like placed on top.
The Peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for
I don't buy it.
fabrication.
No.
After all, it would be more convenient for them to have fewer mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
I'm being full doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Was that a compliment?
Is that really all it takes to please you?
Also, I drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo. Remember it well.
Yeah, okay. But why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery? Also, What was with that cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute.
Don't go there. She will get mad.
Looks like there's nothing left to check.
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
What? You haven't?
There's no way to solve it with what we have. How was the room locked?
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out. Unless you'd like to hire me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
I'll figure it out myself.
It's really all about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
Wait!
The next one is the art gallery in Gima district. We're running low on time, so we must hurry.
Right. The chief's in danger after all. So this is the art gallery. It's closed due to special circumstances.
The murder occurred only about a month ago. But I'm certain the crime scene has been cleaned up like the others. Not that it matters to me.
And she's just gonna walk right on it.
Wait! It's not a good idea to break into the art gallery!
Did you say something?
That's our Halara.
The crime scene is deep inside the art gallery. It's one of many storage rooms. Come, I won't allow time to be wasted.
Wait, please! Oh!
Well,
Is this the storage room where the crime scene took place?
We're going in.
We're like a couple of thugs or something. Was the first on the scene the person from the church again?
As expected, it's the same worshipper. And he did say he was following the victim after finding a doll. with the
I feel like
same
they're building it up
name.
to be too obvious to be
He
him.
saw the victim enter the building late at night. He then searched the premises with the art gallery staff. When they opened this storage room, they discovered the body of the victim inside it. The door was locked at the time of discovery, and the key was found inside.
ooh, another locked room mystery. That's 4 total. But I'm starting to get bored. It's not so special anymore.
What do you mean special? People have died. Let's start investigating.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so this should be the final investigation. Not really much pin into the on this one.
Postcognition reveals the crime scene in slightly faded colors. The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery. The smell of paint oil that permeated the room wasn't that of the past, but the present. If even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming. The corpse of a young woman. She has nails all over her body, as expected.
The victim's name is Issa Moe. She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count.
The victim has those same marks that suggest being strangled to death. Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle. And...
You noticed
Looks
as
different.
well.
yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head. It looks pretty deep.
Blunt force trauma?
This may be the real cause of death.
Okay, how would the killer have escaped this one? A highly suspicious ladder.
Yo, check, check.
You know,
Yeah,
Nothing important. What?
this is...
Nail driven into.
What? I'll find out for you.
This is...
I'm...
The only way in or out of here besides the door is this window.
the window jets out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for someone to move through. You should check the window in the present, just to make sure.
Currently, it opens outwards slightly, but there are no other suspicious traces on it. It seems impossible to enter or exit through here.
Oh,
A large painting
There's
lies
the
on
key.
the floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas. One nail
key
goes
is-
through the head.
key couldn't have
another
been
nail
put
is in
on.
the chest.
The key couldn't have been put on after the so the key was nailed on along with the doll.
But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting? If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
I feel like what a lot of people overlook in some of these is like, could they have locked the door
Well,
and then
that's
left?
what makes it a locked room mystery.
And I need to find out what that trick is. This is...
That's...
Oh!
But
I see.
There's a nail stuck in a painting. The killer must have hammered a nail into the portrait instead of a doll. Why is there such a fixation on dolls? The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal, but this one's just... Yeah.
You know, this door definitely looks like it would have needed a key.
There are 2 keys that open this door. Only one of them was
Base of the
inside
door.
the room at the time
That
of
looks like something
discovery.
that could be screwed off.
The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
Where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it. Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
One key was in the storage room. The other key was always carried by a staff member.
Who's the staff member?
If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
I guess you wouldn't.
Countered!
Spilled paint. That's not weird.
I've
at
been
all.
wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder. Or it could have tipped over when the discovery was first made.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't
Be quiet. That should be enough.
Like the full picture is starting to come together. Alright. Now, how do we go clean house?
That should do it for the room. Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it. Go ahead. I'll stay here.
Outside the window? All right.
Uh-oh. It's having me watch her. I'm gonna run into something.
It's fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything and my master does everything he's told. Like a good little underling detective.
Halara is right. This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Or maybe Halara's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid.
I know, but
Shouldn't we be moving?
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
oh, right. I'll do it right away.
Outside the window, could that have anything to do with the locked room?
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know, I think Halara is just having fun pushing you around.
I hope that's not the case. Here's the window.
Well, see anything strange?
No, nothing strange about it.
I see. Try entering through the window.
What? Between the gap? That's impossible.
Just try it.
Okay. I can't. I can't even put... I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
I thought so. Good job. You can return now.
Huh? Are you sure? Did you figure something out?
Did you not?
No, not at all. What's that about?
So it means the window wasn't really used for... Uh-oh. Cutscene.
Hey! What are you doing here?
Huh? I'm not doing anything shady.
I'll call the peacekeepers.
Wait!
I'm a peacekeeper.
I'm a peacekeeper.
Huh? Of Amaterasu Corporation?
Yes, of Amaterasu.
You totally fumbled that. You're no good at lying, huh?
What did you say?
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation. We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Good save.
Hey, Halara, are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
I've told you before that deception is necessary to finish an investigation quickly. By the way, aren't you an employee here? There's something... Can you bring over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh?
Perfect. Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Sure.
Let's rest!
Hmm?
Actually,
Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared. He said he wanted me to help him find someone and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery. So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nail Man. I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
The lights were on, even though they were usually off, so I went to take a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had. But I was afraid to go any further. So I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind. And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but the churchgoer accidentally kicked a paint can over when he opened the door,
Okay.
and paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you. You may go now.
Oh, right.
That brings all the information together. It's time to resolve the case.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Come on.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is approaching. You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh? What about you?
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name. Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
Nightmare!
Gone. What are you gonna do, Master? We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
If only it were that easy. Aw, I have no clue what to do.
Can we go yet?
Oh, stop being so pathetic. Why don't we go back to the detective agency for now? We might get to see Fuzzhead get executed.
Oh, right. We need to help him.